Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name's Emily of Imperfectly Em, and I love colorful makeup and colorful language. Welcome to another episode of the new makeup hangover. This is a video that I created that was created in collaboration with Teresa of Teresa's Dad and Audra of Audra at Home. And this is like our partner pairing to the new makeup nonsense bingo. We're a little more low-key or not, depending on our mood. There's no bingo card, there's no alcoholic libations, and we're just kind of touching on releases that we might have missed in the bingo game or releases that have come out since filming that video. I am a bitch who loves colorful makeup. I'm somebody with lots of opinions, and I would love for you to subscribe if either of those things appeal to you or if you just like cute fat babes. And let's just jump into this. Look, I just have to say, so last week, Nimya, from the first moment, I was like, nope, no, it's this palette, just from seeing the cover, no. Also, I should scoot over and put on my glasses. By the way, if you like this like glam Grinch look, I did make my own little green pink palette inspired by the thought of the retro glam palette, but in my own way. If you would like to see a video or some kind of video on the palette, let me know. Anyway, going back to Nikkietutorials brand Nimya. So it's releasing their first ever palette. They started with skincare. And like I said, when I saw the palette, I was just like, no, we're not doing this. I had heard very mixed things about the skincare, and I just felt like I had kind of lost, like, Nikkietutorials was the creator that kind of got me into colorful makeup, at least through, actually, not the only creator. Nikkietutorials is how I found Juvia's Place. And so I do have this like little nugget of affection, but I also don't. So yeah, just when I saw the cover from this palette, I was like, no, I'm good. And shout out to a commenter. Somebody left a comment on last week's video being like, oh, if somebody did a Sonic palette, it would probably be like neutrals with a pop of blue. I feel like the Nimya palette is a Sonic the Hedgehog palette because it's a lot of neutrals with a pop of blue and a pop of orange. There's like an icy blue and a deep blue, and there is a pastel orange and a bright orange and kind of like a mid-tony orange. But like, I just, look, the other thing is that like the brand colors are blue and orange. So I think for me, even when I saw the like little preview sneak peeky, whatever, I was like, this is not going to be a palette for me because blue and orange are two colors that I actively don't enjoy for makeup on my face. Like they just don't. Orange, yeah, I just don't. And if I wanted orange eyeshadow or blue eyeshadow, it wouldn't be from this brand. Like, so yeah, the 15 pan palette is now available. There are 9 mattes and 6 shimmers. It's called V palette, which is also kind of odd to me because I'm like, you're a brand. I know this is not the only palette you're releasing. Now, okay, let's explore this together because I saw it and I saved it. And I tried not to look at it too much because I was like, let me not overthink this mess. I'm also drinking iced coffee because I feel like I'm always drinking iced coffee. So there's a new makeup release from Macy's. Macy's is releasing their Thanksgiving Parade Confetti Collection. There's a 12-pan eyeshadow palette for $20. There is a 3-pack lip balm set for $20. There is a 7-piece brush set for $30, 5 brushes for $25, 2 makeup bags that are $25 a piece, and there is a water globe, snow globe for $60. Stop it. Stop with this private label trashy. Okay, the palette. First of all, the Americana of the blue packaging with the warm tones inside. Probably just in general, doing a Thanksgiving release is a no for me, but I know that the Thanksgiving parade is Macy's cash cow. This palette is sad, disappointing. The Photoshop job is not even... The swatch Photoshop is so bad. There is no effort in this. That is so bad. There is no shading. There is no texture. The shadow and light of the arm is not translated at all. That is so, you're fucking Macy's. That is so bad. I had to part of my job in the past, it's been a long time, but it was part of my job, was photoshopping mock-ups. Not for makeup, but in different ways. It's better work could have been done for very minimal effort. The brushes look like a Moda or Dew Color kind of brush. I love me some Moda brushes, but you might as well just buy it from the brand when there's always sales. The fact that they're charging $25 for those makeup bags is a goddamn travesty. Look, in some base form of eating good food and spending time with people I actually enjoy, appreciate Thanksgiving. Not for the Columbus of it all. I appreciate the spending time with people you love and eating good food. I also, in the past, have spent a lot of Thanksgivings with friends and not blood family, where, I'm spending it with chosen family. And it's around my birthday. So I try not to hate Thanksgiving in some way. I don't know, for some reason. But this is hate material. This is offensive in way I don't understand why I feel so offended, but I do. But also confused. I'm just very confused. Yikes. Look. My brain is immature. It is what it is. I have expressed that even recently with that Grinch palette. It's just who I am. Every time I see It Cosmetics release one of these new brushes, one of their new Heavenly Luxe brushes, how does it feel rubbing fluffy balls on your face? These brushes look like balls, and I can't. And I don't care what you say. They look like balls, and I don't want them anywhere near me. Just like all other balls. No balls near my face. No, thank you. If any of my asexual, possibly sex-repulsed viewers can relate, let me know. Is there anything in this release roundup that I'm excited about? Okay, actually, let's talk about this. So Trendtopia has been doing these indie roundups on their page, and they actually mentioned a new thing and a thing that I missed. So we'll talk about that. So the Sugar Drizzle Hypernova palette is a 12-pan palette that launches on November 25th, which is Black Friday. So I didn't get to talk about this last week. I actually did not recognize this palette as Sugar Drizzle. And That might be one of my bigger like comments on that brand and I have seen this with many different indie brands, and I will consistently like use this as a point of criticism. I've talked about it with friends, all of that. Indie brands. It would do you a lot of good if you would pick a couple of consistent palette sizes and stick with them. Because something I've noticed with indie brands that are currently in existence and also ones that have gone out of business is that when you have a bunch of the palettes together, they're all different. And I'm sorry, but it works. It works. Something works when it is a consistent palette size. I think about the days of seeing people having every single ABH, was it a 10 pan, whatever, all the velvet bullshit. They would all be lined up. Or seeing every naked palette, or seeing every specific release like shaped the same. I'm trying to think of other brands that have, I don't fucking know. Because that's not my kind of makeup consumption. But I do think that like the fact that this didn't read Sugar Drizzle to me is kind of a problem. And like I know that with private labeling and like there you know, a limited amount of like variables, but like maybe stick with your 6-pan round pans and your 12-pan round pan. Well, sorry y'all, sometimes my southern just like wants to come out, and I'm just like, what's going on? But like the thing, because Sugar Drizzle has done this before. They've done those 6 pans where the pans were squares or diamonds, but they also have 6 pans where the pans are round. And like, I think this is the problem. I think this is a pretty palette, maybe. I can't really, like, I haven't seen it swatched out. I think it's a pretty colorful palette. I don't know if it's like it looks a little bit of the same depth across the board. So like, it's not an instant buy for me. It's not an instant want, but I think just on a bigger point, it's like, I would love to see indie brands kind of be more consistent in that palette size, because it does really make a difference. And I'm trying to like, even though these aren't eyeshadow palettes, like an example I have that's an easy grab for me are the blush palettes from Likely Makeup. Like, they go together really well. I know that they kind of belong together. It just works. And I think that even though I'm not pro like collector mentality, I think that when you're thinking about how makeup is stored and all of that, if you kind of know like, these are all my Sugar Drizzle palettes, there's something about it where like, I find it more, it makes me want to reach for the palettes more. I don't know. This is a whole other tangent. But I do think it's a 12-pan palette. But I do think that it's a 12-pan palette. They could have used the other layout that they have been using, the 4 pans by 3 pans. And I would have like kind of thought about it as a Sugar Drizzle palette. So yeah, it's fine. It's not my favorite release from them. And like I said, I went on my whole packaging rant. So one of the other releases in this roundup is a new water activated liner pan from Glisten Cosmetics. Or palette, not pan. Oh my gosh. So in collaboration with Wendy's World, they've released another artist palette. Now, it looks so grody. So I'm just going to show you the back. I have the first format of this palette that they released, the Glisten with Rowie Singh. They have done other collaborations, but when they released this format, I didn't know that like this was gonna be kind of like a base, but it seems like they are using this format, which is a 9-pan palette, clear cover, and then a colorful base, and you know, you have your information on the back. And they're collaborating with other people. And this is what I'm talking about collectability and packaging. I think this is really smart from Glisten. I'm more of a fan of the blue base than the yellowy base that's seen in the photo. So the palette that I have is all split pans. This one with Wendy's World has 2 split pans and the other 7 are all single colors. Wendy does some amazing, really, really cool graphic liner, kind of like use your whole face as a canvas kind of stuff. And this collection also has a brush set that you can pick up. So there's like this big fan brush and then one of the really long thin brushes and a slightly thicker one that's a little shorter. Anyway, all of the, I feel like I have been struggling with my words, so I don't know how much of that is ending up in the video. But all of it to say, I have said this before and I will say it again. I think that these kind of pre-built palettes from Glisten can be some of the most affordable ways to dip your toes into water-activated liner. I don't know if this is the case with the Wendy collab, but the one that I picked up, all of the colors exist, or almost all of the colors exist within the Glisten line, but they are just packaged and paired together this way. I like that because if you really like a color and you go through it, you can generally pick up another one, and it doesn't feel limiting in terms of like, I still feel comfortable recommending the liners because they are colors that you can get separately. I do have a code with Glisten. It is Imperfectly M. It recently changed with my name change. That does make me some money if you decide to use it, and I will have it in the description box. But I genuinely have highly enjoyed this brand, and my thing is like, I don't think you need to pick up every one of these artist palettes they release, but I love the concept. And I think that if you've been interested in water activated liners or aqua paints or whatever they're being called, and you see a color story that really makes you feel like, oh, I will use all these colors, that it is a good value for what you're getting. I'm having a really hard time with words today. Sorry, y'all. Anyway, the whole point is congrats to Wendy. This color story doesn't scream out to me to want to pick it up, but I will say it again. I think sticking with the 9-pan packaging is very smart. And I believe there is another collab coming like after this one. So I don't see that. Maybe it got taken down. I'm not sure. Okay. So this is one of those things where I'm like, I see what you're doing. I can't say I respect it, but I understand. And also I hate it. HipDot is doing these eyeshadow statues, is what I'm calling them. So they call them the Icon. EYECON, Icon Trio. They did this previously. I believe it was Hello Kitty, and now they have a trio with SpongeBob. So these Icon custom shaped creamy baked metallic and shimmer powders in 3 new shades. You don't need a license to wear makeup. Have fun. So there's the rock and gold, platinum wave, and bikini bottom bronze. And they're $12 each or $30 for the trio. And the thing that I did not realize that a friend pointed out, they're kind of numbering them like Funko Pops. So you are trying to encourage having fun with your makeup, but also still encouraging collecting to collect. I mean, I don't know. It's like I feel so many different feelings over like a silly concept. That doesn't really affect me. It doesn't. Yeah, like I don't hate it. And I am gonna say for $12, like it's kind of cute. Like, yeah, I feel torn, and that's probably the most I can really say. Let's talk about something that's like inherently making me happier. So Lisa Eldridge has revealed her holiday collection. There are new lip colors, there are new lip liners, there are new brushes, which I did not realize. Those don't really, they're fine. They look pretty, but it's the eyeshadow palettes. Let's talk about these palettes. So Lisa is a luxury brand, so the prices, show that. They're $6 and $68 each, and there are 6 colors in each palette. And she's also selling single shadows for $16, and the pans are magnetic. So the thing she is not currently doing, she is not doing like Lethal Cosmetics build your own palette, where you like pick out your palette and then pick out the colors. I'm gonna close this palette. I have lots of shiny, sparkly blue teal pigment to clean up after this. Lovely. Anyway, so she doesn't have a build your own palette option on the site, but I hope it's coming. Because the whole point is like you can pick up like a palette and then a shadow or two to like customize, like the palettes are magnetic. Anyway, I'm overcomplicating everything in this video. I think these palettes are pretty. I am absolutely drawn to Sorcery, which is the one with the greens. But I'm not going to be the first to review, because in general, my experience with luxury eyeshadows, not even personally using them, but even just watching reviews and stuff, is like, I don't necessarily feel like it's worth it. Mostly, generally. But I'm curious about the formulas, because I do think that there is a knowledge of makeup and a thoughtfulness to what this brand releases. So yeah, I am biased to feel kind of positive about what they release, even if I don't feel like it's for me. So all of that to say, I have yet to watch the video on this release, because I know it might like activate my goblin more. But I do find the way that Lisa Eldridge is a makeup artist and as a brand owner speaks on textures and finishes and like art history and all of that tied with makeup is just, it's a delight. So yeah, I don't think that these color stories are groundbreaking, but if we were to compare this release to the Wayne Gosses of the world, I'm way more generally okay with this release. I'm trying not to be a Lisa stan, is what I'm trying to get at. I think it's pretty. I'm curious to hear people's thoughts. I could see myself clowning out in the future, far future, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I feel a lot of feelings today, so sorry, not sorry. Speaking of Colourpop's fall holiday collection has been revealed, and it's with the Muppets. Look, I think, as most fat babes do, I have a fondness and an attachment with Miss Piggy. So when I see brands fucking around with her image and makeup, it pisses me off. I don't care if the brand approved it or if the Muppets approved it. It still pisses me off. Siate, I still hold a fucking grudge. Fuck you. So this has a Miss Piggy glitter gel, 4 glowing lips, 4 Super Shock shadows, and the palette. The Super Shocks are for Kermit, Miss Piggy, Monster, and I'm so bad with the Muppet names, I'm sorry, and the bear, the red guy and the bear. Don't cancel me. And the glowing lips are those glossy lip products that, I had one, I don't think I loved it, I love it. Even though that's kind of the formula that I should love. I should try it again. But anyway, you know. And then there's the 16 pan palette. And I need somebody to explain to me why the top 2 rows exist. I can't snap, so insert snapping noises. Now, please explain. Why? It's just, look, I expect nothing from Colourpop. I really expect nothing. But I think, like, when something is so soulless and so, like, this could have been any collab. This could have been, like, you could slap almost any, I feel like, holiday-ish, you know, branding, and it would fit. I just, like, do those 3 green shades tempt me? Of course they do, because I'm a fucking clown. Look at me. But do I think it, like, I don't think it's not doing anything. Not doing anything for me. It's not doing anything for, like, the makeup world at large. It's just, I mean, Colourpop is the fast fashion of the makeup world, so it is what it is, and I definitely feel like a broken record. But I just, you know, I guess I just kind of figured maybe for the holidays they might not be so whelming. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. I think that's really it. I was going to try to compare them to this Essence release and say at least with the Essence release, everything is scented like sugar cookies. So I guess I'll mention that. There's a Meet Me Under the Mistletoe Glitter Lip Beautifier, a Cookie Lip Scrub, a highlighter, a so adorable lip balm. Like, okay, here's the thing. Does this release feel like all kinds of beige? Yes. But is it like cutesy holiday stocking stuffer-ish? It is, in a way that the Colourpop release doesn't feel to me. I kind of feel like Essence was like, yeah, we're going to do kiddish. We're going to embrace the kiddishness of this holiday release. And I feel like Colourpop was just like, it's fine. We got some Super Shocks and some glossy lips and a palette with colors you've definitely seen 5 billion times before from our own brand. But, like, it's the Muppets. And I just, yeah. So, yeah, the Essence release, like, I don't, you know what, actually, I'm going to say, I think the donut brush cleaning mat is super fucking cute. And I also think the little gingerbread whatever lippy thing it is, like that little, yes, okay, and like socks, yes, give me socks, I'm good with that. Like, I don't know, it just feels like, it's not for me, but I see how it works for the holidays, whereas I didn't with Colourpop. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I should stop talking now, because, meh. I've struggled with words for so long. I have spilled eyeshadow on the ground. I have probably made an absolute fool of myself. And I want to be more excited about makeup, and I just... no. Oh, I will say, one thing that's on my wish list, the About Face holiday kit with the pink and the Vertigo flowers, green, and the eye primer. I think the About Face holiday kits look cute. And if anybody wanted to you know, give me a birthday gift or something. That one is definitely on my radar. Vertigo flowers. I want you. I will have you at some point in time. So anyway, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to my patrons and my YouTube members for your support. I would love for anybody that feels so generous to check me out over there. I don't really know what I'm doing over there, but I try to exist, and I appreciate the encouragement and support and all of that. And don't forget to check out my friends Teresa and Audra and their videos. They will be linked in the description box below. And most importantly, take care of yourself better today than you did yesterday, because you are worth it. Bye, friends.